I know they probably think that I should give it a little bit more fanfare, like intros and theme music and all that shit. Nah, that's not what this is about. This is that kind of show, baby.
You're like, fuck that. I ain't putting that much work in.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just I want this to be like straight to the point. Like fuck all that fanfare. Like, yeah, that
Nope.
might get your attention to it a little bit more, but nah, I just want this to get right down to the roots.
No pomp and circumstance.
Fuck all the smoke and mirrors, baby. This is a round table. Let's talk.
Okie dokie.
I got a guy that loves to talk. He'll tell you that himself. But he's got some good shit to say. Let's go ahead and add him in here. We're gonna wait a little bit, just so that way we've actually got some people out there before we start talking about anything. But I'm still gonna bring him in here.
I'm not here.
Unless you're really here to get fined.
Oh crap.
I'm busy sharing everything out.
So it's same here.
Surprise!
Ah, Devlin. I love it.
We live, bitches.
We live, baby.
I want to know how the boxing match went. I really do. I haven't heard any word from it. And I know he's out there now. I put him on the spot.
Caleb, what's poppin', brother?
Hey Kayla.
Hella!
Hey Clinton.
I'll probably end up sharing it out afterwards because I don't feel like switching shit. I
Well, you
just got
won't have
stoned a
to
little bit,
because
you know what I'm saying?
me and Kelly are going to
Yeah,
share it out
that,
everywhere.
but,
So
you know.
I'm
I do
even
want to give you
sharing it
guys a
on
little bit of a
Discord.
heads up that I do have a mostly full house, so there might be some background noise, but who cares about that part? You know what I'm saying?
I'm even sharing on Discord.
As usual, if you would love to join the conversation, hit me up in the DMs, get with one of the people that's on air with me. We will get you the link for it.
it's the only time I allow the name Caw. I'm not going to make fun of it because it works for this pun.
It
Caw,
does.
motherfucker.
You know how I say it's Caw is what we do. That's not what we are.
Yeah, and I fully endorse that. Like I want to get more people behind the whole digital
Digital.
wrestling
It's just
aspect of
longer
it.
to type that out. I get it.
And I get that too. But like really, when you really think about it, Create a Wrestler is the name of the feature. What we're doing is literally digital wrestling.
Lazy fuckers just want to say Caw. All
D
good.
Train, Drum Monkey, Clinton. Good to see all you guys out
Hey
there.
Corey, welcome to the stream.
You too, Brooklyn Joker. I don't want you to think I missed you. I see you out there.
Hey D Train, welcome to the stream.
Uh-oh. Chugga chugga choo choo. See, I can't. I'm so used to running these that I can't see the chat, and I'm missing it. There we go. You're greeting
Oh,
everybody, so I know
oh,
who's here.
oh. Hang on a second. I forgot how to operate YouTube a little bit. We're almost ready, people. We're almost ready, people. I got some stuff that I want to talk about. Not too much, nothing too major, nothing that a lot of you guys aren't already familiar with. But again, this is a platform to help people, to inform people. So, like, there's still a good number of people out there who haven't quite grasped at these things yet. So that's what we're going to talk about today. There's still a good number of people out there who haven't. Oh man, yeah, don't let that guy talk too much. I need his voice.
Hey, I was going to say this is something we should have been doing years ago.
Hey Riley.
This is something we should have been doing since day one. All these people that came over from WU, and I'm not afraid to mention it, that did radio and did talk shows and group stuff. We should have been doing this type of out of character shit since day one. It probably could have maybe hampered a lot of issues that we came across.
Drums like you're stripping again, aren't you, Chance?
Always, baby.
Oh God.
I'll be the sound effects man. Nothing strange there.
And
Oh,
I'll be
Tony
the
wants to join us. I don't know if I want you on there, Tony. You got a lot of controversy around you right now, buddy. You're a hot button.
Yeah, there was something I meant to bring up to you off the air before we got on here. You and Tony are having some fun. I
We're
see.
always having fun.
On the social media platform that was supposed to die yesterday. I got tons of Instagram followers from that, dude.
Oh man, I just love the fact that people took
I'll
a
leave it
little
when
bit
I
of
get.
news and like ran a mile with it. Like, oh, there's so much going on in the offices of Twitter. It's probably gonna die. It's gonna die immediately. That's how that works.
Chance,
Chance Night Stripper.
chance. I ended up putting in a message in my company chat on Twitter saying if the Twitter was about going to go down, I have such and such other types of social media, and all of a sudden, Atticus puts in a GIF image of Seth Rollins saying "burn it down," and he's like, "Let it burn, like let it burn."
I actually thought I was like, you know what? I started thinking, I was like, before Twitter happened, we survived just fine. I said, so if it
Yeah,
does go down, I'll survive just fine. I'll probably open a Discord. But all in all, I think Twitter's the best place to reach out to people, to recruit people, and to get messages out for what we do,
I,
in my
I
opinion.
just want to say that I'm 100% on board with that, Caleb. Like, where do I sign? Sign me up right now.
Hot Wheels. See, I forgot to get that when it was free. It's not free anymore, is it?
oh wait,
DWS OnlyFans.
The Hot
oh
Wheels
wait a
Only
minute.
game.
chance.
I
Yes. Yes.
I
Let's
have
get the
Hot
only
Wheels
chance service going.
down. I have the Hot Wheels game in my library. I have yet to download it.
I think I got that. I have to check. I got a lot of shit. Like anytime something good pops up, and I don't actually download it most of the time. I just add it to my library.
See, racing games are my speed, though. That's more, that's more my speed.
Fuck the Phantom for life.
Sonic Racing, I have that one. That's another one.
I have
The
that
Phantom, is
one.
he back? Hella. Oh no.
Oh God, Drum. He's like, where's the DWS sexy calendar? Ah,
See, I
D
need
Train's making it in his thong.
exactly. Yeah, he's got to be the cover boy.
of
Oh shit.
course,
Oh, there we go.
of
Nice.
course, you got to have the drum monkey on the cover.
No, no, you got to have D Train on the cover.
Oh God, just don't have him in a damn thong.
Got to, yeah.
You got to. That's how that works.
Oh God, you really want to burn people's retinas with that, don't you? Sorry, D.
So the first thing that I want to talk about here is something that everybody that I know in this chat is definitely familiar with. You guys got that shit down pat. It's literally you guys' bread and butter, and that's the finer art of character building. There's a good number of people out there who, let me see how I want to word this. Uh, they see something happen on WWE or AEW somewhere, any actual TV show that they like, and they like it. It's something that's super amazing, and I bet you I can do that exact same thing. So they recreate it. They might change a name here, they might switch a name there, but they recreate it, and that's fine. For some people, that works. For some companies, that works. But for a majority of these showrunners, we're looking for original characters. We're looking for people who are going to be engaging and who are going to actually make you want to pay attention to the product that we're putting out. Oh yeah, you see them out there. You got your bloodlines. You've got your tribal
Roman.
chiefs. You
Yeah.
got it's you've seen them.
Mhm.
You know it.
But there's a
But
way to do it without being blatant.
yeah, like
You can be influenced by that character.
Carbon copy.
you
Yeah,
can
but
definitely like take some inspiration from it
yeah,
and like fine tune it, make it work better for you. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can blend what you see from this character into the character that you've created, that is a much bigger thing in my personal opinion.
but at the same time, like you said, though, there are some shows out there that don't mind if you're carbon copies. So to
There
them,
are.
to each their own. But for the majority, yeah. And I've taken a lot of characters that are one way, and I'm like, okay, you want to be similar to that character. Let's just twist it, change your last name, you know, make the look a little bit of that in this.
That
Oh no,
fucking took
Tony's
me out,
here.
Omar.
There's Tony's theme music here. We gotta laugh at you. Tony's here.
God.
Is he gonna call pussy or say suck my dick first?
Oh
That's Tony's
God.
trash talk. Right, Tony? What, cat got your tongue, friend? Maybe his mic isn't working. Yes.
I
Yes.
hope so.
Ball buster. I'm a ball buster. I should change my name to Ball Buster McCoy.
Yeah,
That's,
I guess I should have opened this up by letting everybody out there know that this is going to be a fucking train wreck. If you're not familiar with me as a person and the crowd that I like to keep myself surrounded with, then you probably aren't going to be comfortable here. Let me throw that out there now. Uh, I like to make jokes. I like to make a lot of jokes. They might be rude. They might be fucking hurtful. Whatever. It's a joke. Laugh about it. We'll move on.
Wolverine. If in the, I see you in the chat. If you give me the okay, I want to use you as an example for something, if you don't mind. But I want your approval first. So if you let me use your character as an example for something, Wolverine, I'd appreciate it. If not, no problem. Not the Phantom's
30
haunting us.
seconds. Bro, Phantom has been following me everywhere I go. I swear he's gonna beat me over the head with insert item here and take every championship I've ever won.
You gave me the okay, so I guess I can use him as an example because you were just talking about blatantly copying someone, and obviously Wolverine Gaming is a fan of the Wolverine, and he's called Weapon X on other channels, but I didn't want that. I wanted something a little different, so we wanted to give him a different name. This is a good example of, yes, you can tell he's inspired by the Wolverine, but he's not exactly the same as the Wolverine. So I called him Logan because that's Wolverine's real first name, and Windsor, I think, is one of the creators, the writers for the comic book. So we did Logan Windsor as a name. So that's just one example, in my opinion, to take someone who may have had a character that is too similar to a real life superhero or a wrestler and evolve it a little bit. I did that with Drum Monkey a little bit too. I used my old friend Matt Drum, who passed away a long time ago, to use that last name in honor of him. That's why his name is Randall Drum. But
okay.
every company can be different, you know. Well, I talked to Drum Monkey. I was like, listen, Drum Monkey's an awesome nickname, but I'd like to have you have a real name and a nickname. So we talked about it, and we used Randall Drum as a name. Some companies don't use Randall Drum. Some people do. And that's, Chance, we've talked about this in every conversation. Communication is key, and get in touch with your showrunners.
Just about to go there
because every show is different. So make sure you
contact literally just about to go there.
We always read each other's mind. Where
basically get out of Chance's head.
Well, no. This is pretty much how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the dynamic of our relationship, low key.
It is. I couldn't tell you how many times in the Facebook chat and other places he would type something as I'm about to type it, or in live chat, same thing. I'm like, get the fuck out of my head, dude.
We're like, and it just comes from the fact that I've known him so long. Like, it just is what it is there. But like, your experience is going to change between shows. Like it's going to. It depends on the setup for that show. Every showrunner wants what they want, and as a person who's looking to join the show, you have nothing that you can do about that. You just got to respect that. Rather, if you want to be involved in that show, you have to respect what that showrunner wants. Period. Just period. Point blank.
Yeah, Clinton. I'm White Chance. He's Black Blaze.
Exactly.
Can everyone hear me?
He's the mix in between.
Yeah, we can hear you, Tony.
Perfect.
Just don't yell. Don't yell.
Sorry, my bad.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm not yelling.
He's just a loud son of a bitch. That's all.
Oh, for
that's true.
Sake.
Should I do this too? So I'm cool like you guys.
Yeah.
You don't want to see my face, Tony. Thanks for blatantly saying it.
I mean, I don't want to show my face right now. So
see, it's a weird thing. I'm not gonna harp on this too much because I know I'm gonna end up talking about some shit that I don't want to. But I definitely want to, but I'm not going to.
Do it. Just don't use names and companies.
No. I'm just breeze by it. But it's just crazy to me that there are people in our little hobby that participate in this community that think that as the talent you have more power over the show, when that's not the case. Like, yeah, true enough, the show doesn't exist without the people on it, but like it's so fucking easy to create your own characters and put a show out. Like these showrunners don't need outside people to run a show. Mm-hmm. The fact that they allow people to be a part of their shows, and I'm going to say that again just for the emphasis on allow people to be a part of their shows, should be something that people are grateful for.
And if you don't like the way they run it, there's plenty of other shows you can go to.
There's
no need to
a
bash
thousand fucking shows.
Several fucking shows.
Yeah, you don't have to bash the one that you don't like the way they run it. And that's, I think, the problem. The root is kind of where you're going to without saying it. If you don't like how someone runs a show, if you feel the need to blast it all over social media, get ready for the backlash.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's another thing too. Like people got to remember that like while our community is niche as fuck, like you're still on Twitter. So everything that you're putting out there can be seen by literally anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like
Bert Spangle's here.
It's so easy to get caught up in literally any type of drama just because you said something the wrong way. Like think about what the fuck you're putting out there. You gotta be mindful of that.
There's a lot of clout chasers out there. They just want their name in someone's mouth.
So many. So many.
Me, Tony, and Chance have kind of had this conversation already a little bit on a PS call the other day, and it's like it needs to be said to the community, man. I can't harp on that enough. So many people have been affected by these shows. I'm gonna blow Smoke up Chance's ass for a little bit here, and he's the one who started it. I wish I could have took credit for doing this before, but so much has been said on these that needed to be said that a lot of people don't understand. I say it every show. There's different levels of engagement. There's people that are great role players, great in the chats, everything. Then there's people in the middle who are just happy to be there. Then there's people on the bottom that sometimes need their hand held. Sometimes they need coaching a little bit instead of people just beating the fuck out of them in a group chat because maybe their head's not, maybe they're not as witty as you are, or maybe they can't think up comebacks as well.
Yeah.
In character, bury them, have fun with it. But out of character, help those people, man. Who's Roger Quinn, man? We got all kind of Quinns stopping in here. Next thing you know, Joel Quinn.
That's Corey's dad.
Yeah, we got all kinds of Quinns in here. Too many Quinns, too many demons, too many wolves.
May I interject?
Please. Not my show.
From what I'm hearing from y'all, it's basically there is a time when it's necessary to clap back at somebody for the shit that they do in their company or how they role play their character, but it's not always necessary to expend the energy to do so. I've had plenty of conversations out of character with Chance when it comes to what to not let get to you so much.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you talked about it, Kelly, because even nobody's perfect. None of us. I'm not going to put myself or any of us on a pedestal. We all need help.
Everybody deals with something.
I've learned so much from Chance, from Tony, from Kelly, I've talked about a million people. You got to learn from other people. No one's on a pedestal.
Yeah. I've learned a lot from like Chance and Caleb, and I'm still learning to this day of what to do and what not to do.
But you still do what you're not supposed to do anyway.
No, so what a lot of people don't understand about Tony is that like Tony, like us, is a ball buster, and there's going to be and more often than not, he's going to go with his urge to bust a ball than he is going to look for a story to do. If the story is already in motion and like you're not somebody that's involved in his story, then he doesn't really have a means to look to storyline with you just yet. He's already doing something. Like, so in that time, he's gonna bust your balls.
Like I definitely have the bad habit of going too far with the ball busting. Like there's like a line and I go past it every time.
But if the people in that group chat or that live chat already know that that's you, that should be okay. The difference is people that are coming from outside of the community that might see it and be like, oh man, there's a bunch of bullies here.
I don't want to say it's not okay because like everyone busts each other's balls. But I could definitely not do it all the time.
Let me use Firestar as an example because I just saw her pop in the chat. Almost all the names in the live chat have been in WU. They've been in E-Feds. They're big wrestling fans, whatnot. Then someone like Firestar comes along who's been on these panels way before a lot of us.
Ooh, can I see some work in here?
She wanted to be a part of it. So we had to help her learn how to E-Fed, for lack of a better word. So that's the one thing. When you're in a live chat and someone comes in that's brand new to it, give them an opportunity to understand what the fuck is going on. Because they come in, Cena versus Undertaker, fight me online, you know.
Uh-huh.
So if you explain to them, and I see Kelly does it more, I do it all the time to explain to them, hey, this is computer versus computer. This is created characters.
Yep.
You know, hope you enjoy it, you know.
Yeah,
Or
but
else
that's
the conversation
specifically
goes.
like you can't immediately jump on those people. Like they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Some
This
people
might be their
do.
first time watching your show.
A
Like,
lot of people do jump on now.
yeah, and that's it's not a bad thing to do. Like you're trying to keep shit going in
how
the
you do it.
direction that it's supposed to go. But there's a better way to handle it. Like you don't have to like immediately jump down their throats like, oh, this isn't how we do it, or like make them feel like you're bitching at them about it, because it's, again, it could be their first time actually tuning in.
It's
That
called
could be somebody
mods.
that you can rope in and have as a subscriber for life. Somebody
Exactly.
who's watching every show, who's bringing you more value than someone like me that lurks more often than not.
You could easily, as a showrunner, just do your spiel. This AI versus AI. You know, sit back and enjoy the show. Sometimes it's hard to just be the showrunner and do the commentary and not start side glancing at the chat, wondering what the hell is going on there too, and get too wrapped up into it.
In my opinion, I think that's where the mods come into play.
Yeah. That's why you should have mods who you can trust and rely on.
Thank you.
I do.
Well,
I
just
do.
for the people
Like-
out there, everyone out there needs to know that. Some
Yeah,
people, the old school YouTube is, oh, you're here, you're a mod, you're a mod, you're a mod,
Yeah,
you're a mod,
yeah.
you're a mod. We can't do that no more unless
Yeah,
you
you
want
should
shit to
you
go
should
down.
you should have mods that you know aren't gonna be super biased, but will respect everyone as they come into the chat.
You
Exactly.
need mods that are gonna, if even if you don't have a structure for your own show or your own channel, you should have mods that respect you enough to establish a structure.
Yeah. Help you out while you're trying to run the show.
Because
what a
again,
mod
with one of the best things Blaze has ever done is reel them in. And he always gives me credit for it, because I used to do it back when I was actively running shows. If somebody came in trying to fuck with me or like just whatever, I would troll them and get them more engaged in what I was doing. But like, you just, instead of like yelling at them, this isn't how it's done. You give them a quick explanation, let them know what's going on, run them down, let them know. And that's why I love the way that he's run LTD, because like if anybody is popping into this show at any moment, you are going to catch once, twice, maybe three different times. This is how this is set up.
I didn't used to do that. I had to learn that. I used to stay in character all the time and never get out of it and just say they'll get used to it. And it backfired me on a bunch of times. And the reel it in was part of my fisherman character. So I figured, hey, reel them in. But like you were saying earlier, Chance, if it's done the wrong way, it looks like everyone's ganging up on the new guy. And you're going to lose subscribers. That's how you grow your channel. By coddling. Everyone, I always do it lately. Hey, look, there's a new name. Everybody welcome the new name. And everyone starts saying hello. Well, and that's so amazing. That's what a community should be.
Yeah.
Another little thing on that aspect, Tony, you and I are definitely guilty of it. You don't want to be in these show chats, mod or not. You don't want to be in these show chats just ragging off on people consistently.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's something that, hey man, I don't need you to agree with me when I'm trying to make a point to the listener. What the hell? That's something that is like very easily like misconstrued by anybody that's joining into the show. Like if like let's just say like with for a great example, the Future show the other day. Let's just say that we had 4, 5, 6 people that had no idea about Future at all whatsoever, that just happened to see it on the YouTube homepage and they clicked it because they wanted to know more about it. The first thing that they're going to see in the chat is you and Sierra. I can use that just because it just happened and you're aware of it.
Yeah. They're going to see that.
Like if there's like not a good number of back and forth, like from all of the people in this chat, if it's just these same two people like going at it, it looks like an argument. It looks sloppy. It looks like the person running this show has no control. And
Yeah.
that can make people not want to get involved. They don't want to watch this. They don't want to get in anywhere near that chat.
Yeah. No, because I even had to catch myself yesterday when that was happening. I'm like,
you're just doing your thing, Tony. That's you. There's no, you don't have to apologize or
oh
nothing.
Yeah,
no,
Don't not be you.
like it was,
Right.
it was.
I was watching. I was lurking.
It was definitely one of those things where I was like it maybe have started off as just in character back and forth and just went to like because me and this person don't like each other.
Well, what
And
did
that's
you do?
what it
Chance? You
basically
had
turned into.
on mine for a while because he went way off in character sometimes. So Grinder Gang would be my mod. Diabolical if he wanted to be in character.
Yep, I had to do that. I mean, it was something that I had to like really do just off the strength of I was noticing that like there were people who were getting like actually upset when I was doing things in character with a wrench. So it was like, yo, like I don't want to give this channel the wrong perception. Like
Yeah.
I don't want people to feel like Blaze doesn't have control over me, one of his mods.
Well, hey, I got to stop you. You have less, and people can take it the wrong way if they want. Call it favoritism, call it whatever. People like you have been around with me since day one. You have carte blanche. You know how I want my show run. I trust you. People don't understand that. That's their fucking problem. There's a handful of people that I have super trust in that I will let run the chat and explain to people, and you're one of them. And I don't give a fuck what people think about that. That's just the way I run my show. Other people can do it differently. If you have a few you trust, that's not a bad thing. But I want to voice that so people don't think, oh, he's favoriting Chance. And, no, I have a handful of people that I trust tremendously that know exactly how I want to run my show. And it's taken me 5 years to get to that point. So just deal with it, people.
That was kind of what I was getting into, just in a lot more words. I was going to get into the fact that I had to separate my Grinder Gang account from the Chance account, just so that way I've got one where I can be in character and fucking off with people having fun, and then I've got one where I can actually do my job as a mod to let everybody know what's going on and to like keep shit going the way that it's supposed to go. If there's somebody that's coming in breaking the rules, I can give you the warning, lay that down the way that it's supposed to. But I don't want people to think that like this is just me being the type of person that I am. Like, yeah, I'm an asshole, yeah, I'm a dick, but I'm also like respectful. Yeah. So like I don't want people to get the wrong type of perception of shit on Blaze's show just because of how I'm behaving while I have a wrench associated to my name. If I and then a lot of people out there they're familiar with me. Like a good number of this community comes from WU. I've got a very long fucking background in that game that is quote unquote famous. But like there's a bigger portion of people that are involved in this community that don't even know I fucking exist.
Yeah,
and people, two-face, three-face, two different sides. Don't act like there's not a bunch of people out there that have many YouTube names.
yeah,
you can, so it happens more often than you people think. It's just it's easy to find out who is who.
I want to know what the stigma is on people having a lot of different characters. Like, there's nothing wrong with being creative. I just want to throw that out there, just for because I know there might be somebody out there who feels some type of way because there's always somebody making fun of them for playing multiple characters or whatever the case is. Like, don't let people busting your balls stop you from having a good time.
Well, and women that play male characters and male people that play women characters, and that's
like,
a whole nother.
There's no such thing as a wrong way to do any of this. What up, Black Ice? I see you out there.
On my podcast, we call it Wrestle Sense. I'm going to use it here in the digital world too. Your Wrestle Sense, your sixth sense, is your opinion on wrestling, and you're never wrong. You like who you like. You don't like who you like. You act who you want to. You find your place. Your sense of how you like wrestling is okay, no matter how it is. You just got to find your right place.
I like what Devlin said.
Bones, exactly.
I like what Devlin said. Nothing wrong with having multiple characters. Just they gotta be different. That part. You can't have all the same character.
And I love that comment. I don't mean to cut you off, Tony. I love that comment because it takes me back to what I was initially talking about. Character development, the fine art of building your character. Like there's no problem at all with biting something that you see on WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever. There's 1,000 TV fucking companies out there. We get it all over the internet. There's nothing wrong with copying something that you see. However, if you are creative enough that you can create an identity for your character, whether it's built around the name or if you have like a certain aspect that you put into the design that you want to build that character's persona around. Like, if you can take whatever it is that you put into this character in the original creation and then cherry pick little personality traits, little quirks, little mannerisms from some of your favorites and actually make that work, you are going to get a much bigger reception in this little community of ours, because you're going to have a bunch of people that are seeing the amount of creativity that you're putting into what you're doing, and they're going to want to be involved in that. They're going to want to have that on their show. They're going to want to feud with it. They're going to want to talk against you. Like, I can say it from fucking personal perspective only. Like, I can only talk for myself. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm one of the biggest names in the community, like I'm like some super big deal or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm really not. I'm big in our community
All
because
the alts are coming out now.
Well, nah, man, I'm just
No, in the
being
chat,
real.
all the alts and stuff are coming out. I love it.
Oh, of course, I love it.
Hey, make sure if you're bringing your alts into this show, you're hitting
I want to like from every single one of them. You goddamn right.
Don't be bitches. Hit the fucking like button. I know who doesn't hit the like button.
I actually wanted to piggyback on this. So like I've made
if you piggyback them, Tony.
Like
wait. Before you get too deep into that, I just want to tell Mark, because I saw him say that he's been waiting. We are some very talkative people. So if you got something that you want to say, do not feel bad about stepping in on our toes, because we'll shut up for you.
I don't.
You'll be waiting for a long time if you're waiting for a good moment to get in. You can just squeeze on in wherever you see fit, buddy.
Mark's never long-winded or anything either, so we don't have to worry about that, right, Mark?
Hey, there's a bald man on my screen.
I'm on vacation.
I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes doing absolutely nothing, just listening to you guys rant.
What do you think about it, Mark? Mark, you always have a great opinion, man. Tell us what you think about
you've got a
developing your character and
great well of knowledge when it comes to this, because you've been doing this about as long as I have. On both sides, the digital, the character building, and a lot of people might not know it about you because a lot of people might not have gotten to encounter you yet, but you've done some very creative shit.
Well, I wouldn't say actual like creative, but it's close to it. Like,
man, I've seen the storylines that you've run in WU. That shit's creative.
Yeah,
You're a pillar in the community, Mark. Don't get it twisted. You're a pillar in this community, and you deserve to speak your piece, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, I usually try to, when I do a character, like if it's like my actual one or an alt, I usually try to stick with like sometimes the source material of what it's originally based on. Like, for example, The Crow is basically like a little bit of Sting in there, but at the same time, it's mainly more based on Brandon Lee's portrayal of Eric Draven. As you know, he was raised from the dead by a hypnotic crow. Well, actually, there was also a skull cowboy, but that basically didn't happen because of how he died and everything. Apparently, there was more to it. And then, of course, when it came to the Joker, of course, we all know what the Joker can do. And like the jokes that he tells is not even funny, but he thinks it is. And like he's like insane pretty much, and like this has this creepy clown like laugh, and he always like tries to get inside your head to try to like intimidate you, not just physically but mentally pretty much. and yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff like.
But Mark, you're a good example of what we were just talking about earlier, how you're not a direct copy of the Joker. You're not just the Joker. You're not just the Crow. Like, it's been part of your persona. I call it, the Faces of Caliber or whatever. Over the years, you've evolved and you've had all these different characters. You take little bits and pieces of it. So, I mean, that's something that I think a lot of people can learn off of, is you can be like, what did Chance say? Inspired by a superhero or a wrestler, but not copy it 100% like some people do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, it's okay to pay homage to what you grew up on, like watching and everything, but at the same time, you got to also kind of put yourself into the character as well. And I will say, if I'm talking weird, I apologize. The last couple of days, I've been having one, the common cold, and number two, my back getting the absolute piss beat out of me by the sneezinator.
Nice. You're fine, Mark. Keep going.
You're good.
By the
Yeah, you're good,
sneezinator,
bud.
I mean, I had a violent sneeze like a few times, and suddenly, like, I've been having muscle spasms because of that, and the pain just traveled throughout my back in so many different places. This is probably worse than a power bomb or something.
Yikes.
Ouch.
With the type of allergies that I've got, I've definitely been there, buddy. I can
It's
relate. I
that time
feel
of
you.
year. It's that time of year.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh, for you? Well,
Oh.
you sound like you're speaking from experience.
Oh God.
I will say, speaking of character, there's one that you guys may have seen on my show, or Dr. Elliot Thomas, or the Doctor of Mass Destruction. Uh, Here's the origin behind the character. One time I was showing my dad a little bit of All Elite Wrestling because um, back in the day, he was like this huge wrestling fan, like back in the 60s, 70s, or 80s. Actually, no, the 80s, most likely.
like me, the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah, something like that. And one time, Dr. Britt Baker came along, and 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 I told him that she was a doctor, like a dentist, and he thought DMD stood for Doctor of Mass Destruction.
Nice.
And I told him no, but then I said that would make a great character, actually. And so yeah, that's pretty much where the Doctor of Mass Destruction came from.
Influence can come from anywhere, man. That's I
Literally.
love the creation. We're talking about bad creativity and stuff, but you got to hand it to you people out there. Have some great creativity in this community. For the past 5 years, I've seen some phenomenal fucking work with creativity, especially gear. Like the gear, how improved has the gear got on these wrestlers from this year?
That's definitely
18.
something that I enjoy. Like being on Twitter has really, really like upped my appreciation for art. Like I've always been an artistic person, like always, like everything art, whether it's like fucking paint, photography, music, like stage play. Like I've always loved everything art. And getting involved into this community, writing, story building, that's art. So I love that as well.
Damn you,
And then
John.
you start seeing these people out there like your Kindles, your Lawrence the Geminis. Like there's a good number of them. There's a lot of them out there that do some incredible work, and I can't do justice to all of them because I won't remember most of their names. But the attire work that you see out there, whether it's from the female side or the male side, it doesn't really matter. There are people out there that are putting out some great looking stuff consistently. I just wish they would talk more.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and think I was a kid again. Thank you, Drum Monkey. I'm on. That's old school there. He had to type that in a fucking chat and tag me, you dick. Old school.
Put that on screen.
So hey, since we're speaking of like bad stuff about creativity, yeah, I have dealt with some of that recently. And Blaze, you know that very well.
Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, that's where I learned. I was very guilty of that too in the past. What do you gotta do? Reach out. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Skype, there's Instagram. Send them a message. Hey, do you mind if we change your character up a little bit? Be a little more creative. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say sure if they want to be on your show, right?
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to reach out. Chance, once again, what's the number one thing? Communication.
There's no problem with reaching out, asking questions. Like the worst thing that somebody can tell you is no. And if they don't want to do it, respect those boundaries. Plain and simple. Like if you're talking out of character, person to person, respect those boundaries 100%. Anything in character, well, that shit just depends on the relationship that y'all have out of character. But neither here nor there on that point.
So what about how I want to bring up how impressive the group chats that I've had for certain storylines, because I know people left my company because I didn't do too many storylines. I couldn't with that many people. So what did I do? I started having little group chats with those people in those storylines, getting feedback from them. In the live chat, they interact with the story, and it's been such a success that we fooled a lot of people to think, I'm leaving your company because the dark circus is taking over and the carnival is just too much of a bad thing. That was all story. It was all planned out for that whole month of October. And it was so much fun. And I didn't want to spill the beans and tell people, there's an end game. Just hang tight. But those little group chats can be diamond mines if you want good stories to come across on your shows. That's just
see as a viewer, I love to be surprised.
Facts.
I love it when the person running the show has all types of ideas going. That's why, like with Blaze specifically, literally what he was just talking about. Had I not been involved in the storyline that he was running at that point in time, I would have still loved it just as much as I did being involved on it, just because there were so many twists and turns. It just kept you guessing. I swear to you, you will want to go. Bro, I can't.
I've wanted to
can't.
do that for so long. It kept backfiring on me in the past because I had too many people or the wrong people involved. So I don't know how to put it. It's just such a beautiful thing that if you get the right people to help you with stories and stuff, it can be done. There's a lot of things that backfire when you try things like that. It can be, there's, what, I'll give another secret that I've been doing recently is before each show, I'll sit down and try to think, I'll write down what can be a surprise today. Maybe a character comes back. I'm basically looking at it like I'm a producer and saying, let's just not have matches for title qualifications or championships, which I've done for 4 years. I want more. I want stories. I want more people to get involved. And it's working. I got 4 or 5 group chats now with people that want stories. Reach out to who runs your shows and say, hey, I got this idea. I got that idea. And like Chan says, what's the worst thing they could do is say no.
Exactly.
Now, opposite end of that.
There's nothing wrong with pitching ideas. They're not always going to be good, but hey, at least you're giving yourself something to try and work for. And once you actually get a good idea that you and the showrunner can both work with, then you hit the ground running with that, and you start coming up with more ideas.
Someone said something about cutting promos in private chats, or Riley. That's why I didn't have stories, because I didn't want people to work real hard on a promo, type it in a Skype chat, and then it's gone because everyone's having a conversation after that.
Yeah.
Live chats are for promos.
That's a 2-part thing there, because you've got the side of it where, like, yeah, it is a private chat. Nobody outside of the company is seeing this. But on the same side of that coin, you've got people in the shows that don't pay attention to anything that doesn't involve their character. So there's a way that I can still further my story within this company, and I can still get my character work off within this company by putting things into this private chat.
May I interject here?
Please.
Yeah,
No.
Shut up, Tony. I'll kick you out.
My bad, Daddy.
Anywho, I kind of wanted to add on to this by when your Blaze was talking about not allowing like promos and such in his chat. See, I know Chance, I know Mark, and I know Blaze from the W days. And it's also kind of hard for me when doing my promos or trying to stay involved as far as the live chats, because I'm trying to get out of where back in W it was easy to just have like a big old scene or to put out your promos and whatnot, and there you go. There's nothing to interrupt it or anything like that. But in a live chat, you have to really pick your spots, and sometimes that can be difficult.
Well, Kelly, at the same time, and I try to do this a little bit with my Facebook private group. Promo all you fuck you want there. It's private. It won't get lost. People can find it easily. My problem was with Skype. No one's going to scroll up. If they're working all weekend and they come back on Monday and someone put on a dope ass promo on Friday night, they're never going to see it. I don't want people's work to get lost.
It's kind of like that on Twitter, where you can type out a promo, share it into the chat. Now, granted, it is on the timeline, but because you shared it in the chat and people may be talking, they may not see it.
Or start a chat just for promos.
Yeah, you keep
your fingers and toes crossed on those, because I've seen a lot of those blow up in the showrunner's face too.
Yeah, it's real easy for egos to flare, or for somebody to say the wrong thing and upset somebody behind the scenes. But like, again, that's where communication comes into play. Like, you can't just be the person that's gonna just snap off and start cursing everybody in this chat off because somebody said something to you that you didn't like and nobody did anything about it.
I feel like that's happened.
That opens up the when are you in character and when are you out of character discussion.
Yes,
it's a big one.
That's a very big one too. Like if you aren't indicating between the two, use quotation marks, parentheses, the asterisks, whatever. You can put the words, the letters OOC with a colon right there just to make it obvious. Whatever. You just got to let people know when you're talking in character and when you're not.
See, I have a bad habit of blurring the lines a lot, and I usually don't use parentheses because it just doesn't slip my mind while talking, especially if it's like a constant conversation in chats. So I could definitely see how like some people could take what I say as like, oh, you're blurring the lines. So
slippery slope. It's very slippery.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be mindful. You got to be mindful of that, just so people know when you're in character and when you're not in character. But sometimes you can just go off on a tangent.
Well, more of the problem is people that are in character, but they're bringing something that they know about someone from out of.
Yes. Yeah,
that's the bad part.
You can be in the heat of the moment and be you.
Damn it, Omar's making me agree with him again.
Whether in character
that's a great point.
You can be really, really, as you said, on a tangent and really in the moment and everything, but you also got to have in the back of your mind: does somebody know that I'm saying this out of character or in character? And it's easy to
lost in translation. A lot gets lost in translation.
I'm one of the best examples. I'm one of the best examples of someone who can easily get hate for the things that he says.
No.
I'm one of quote unquote, according to my peers here, I'm one of the best heels around. I get a lot of hate. But if you know anything about me out of character, yes, I am still an asshole. Yes, I am still a dick.
He's a dick out of character.
I'm blunt. I'm very blunt. I'm very short. I don't like to mince words.
Yeah, he's like 5'5".
All right, see, look, now you got to go. You up here making that was terrible. Get out of here.
Kick him out and bring him back. That always pisses
just get him out of here. We don't have time for that. Get him out of here.
Chance, that's not. This part is out of character. This comment is out of character. It sounds like when I asked my dad, "What is he up to?" and he's like, 5 something.
Hey, we welcome all the corny. I think me and your dad would get along just well. I love corny jokes and puns.
But like I'm really good at my character work, and I can get too into it at times. I'll be one of the first people to admit it. Like it's fun. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, having fun, fucking with people. But you gotta also keep in mind, like a lot of the people that hate me, quote unquote, are some of my best friends. I just want to throw that out there. Like these are people that I've worked with closely for so long that they know my style, they know my approach, they know the way that I think when I actually sit down to do this shit. So everything that they give to me is what they're supposed to give to me because of my bad guy nature in character. If you talk to us outside of character, we're laughing, having a great time because we know each other that well. We have that accordance. There's a lot of people that I'm blocked by on Twitter, and a lot of people who actually hate my guts because I do character work. I'm fucking with people. I'm being a dick and just saying some fucked up shit for the sake of it. And like, they've never had an actual conversation with me once. And then there's an even bigger group of people that hate my guts because of something that somebody told them, or like
Oh, jeez, don't
something that
start there.
it trickles.
There's
Like
so
it's just
much
how
of
it
that.
is. This is just how it is. It's life. People are gonna talk. Stories are gonna get twisted, and shit's gonna be told in the perspective of the person that was there. But unless you actually go to the source, unless you actually think for yourself and form your own opinions, then you're probably gonna be missing out on some shit. And I'm gonna kind of touch on something that I don't want to again when I bring this up, but sometimes you don't have the authority to dictate who people interact with. You don't know the stories between individuals. You don't know what happened between people. You can't tell people whether or not they should be friends with somebody or give chances to somebody just because
Chance
you
fight.
think they're a good person. Like everybody has their own experiences with people.
Amen.
So like leave well enough alone and let people do them.
Well, a lot of times in that, not it's the same thing, but in other instances, the same thing. If you come off doing one thing, going one way, whether it's exactly what you're talking about or something else, you can ruin a story. You could ruin something that the person has planned. So if you come out and just start doing whatever you want or telling people that there's, let the showrunner and the mods take care of that stuff. It gets out of hand, and then companies crumble, people just want to leave for stupid reasons because people are being dicks about stuff.
There's a method to the madness in these shows, and it depends on what you can handle. If you can't handle it,
Kelly speaking
don't
from
get involved.
experience there,
Yeah,
yes, and
yes, I
and I
know.
I love it that you're bringing it up, Kelly. We all have learned and grown during this. There's no shame in that. I am too.
None at all.
Because I like Blaze. It's sometimes hard to not let shit get to you,
Yeah,
and
I
so
got I
you got to
got
work on
issues of
you're
that.
my
so
own.
much better at it though now, Kelly. You used to get real
Everybody
bent out of
deals with
shape. And
something.
it's your
Thank you,
passion.
Blaze.
I take that as passion, man. If
Well,
someone
no,
gets
see,
that crazy about a show or something that happened, that's part of it is their passion and how much they love it. But no,
and
Kelly has
that's
learned a lot.
something that I think like I'm personally flattered by. If you were somebody that gets overwhelmed by things that are going on in the show that I'm either participating in or hosting, that lets me know that you are that invested into my product. That lets me know that you care that much about my product.
It's also okay to take a break if you need to take a weekend off or a weekend off
Facts,
from
Which
facts.
from
I
this
have.
I,
defense
I
shit,
Yep.
man.
definitely,
Which
I
I
definitely
have
think,
with LTD.
Totally okay.
I definitely think people need to realize you can step away from this
Yeah.
anytime you need to, just to clear your head.
Yeah.
If this has actually gotten to you enough,
Can be
and to
very
some
I'm
people
just
it
interesting.
saying,
has.
man, the number one rule to everything in this community is real life comes first.
Facts.
It doesn't matter what the situation is. I don't care if you had a promo that needed to be cut a week ago, but you had something going on. Real life comes first.
It's
If you
under
have something that you need to take care of away from this shit, take care of it. If the person on the other side doesn't understand, then you don't need to be involved with that person or that show.
it's
Period.
a
Point blank.
it's a fantasy world. So I understand how people can get so engulfed in it. You're giving up whatever is in the real world, forgetting about it for a while and really getting into your character. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it starts to bother you, where you're having anxiety attacks or you're throwing back at people in chats and stuff when you shouldn't be, take a break. Step back. Contact your showrunner first. That's probably the best way
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Don't just I quit in the
Yeah.
live chat. Fuck all you assholes.
Never just
And then
up and leave
and then
because
expect to be welcome
that
back.
could ruin some things. That could ruin storylines.
But keep it
Yep.
as everything we say today. Always keep in mind every show is different.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's what we have to always, no matter what we're talking about in these conversations and stuff, always keep in mind every show is different. It's up to the person running it. They're the ones sticking their neck out there every day. They're the ones putting in all the work,
Every
making the
single
match
day.
cards, doing all the work for you. But we're also blessed to have people in the chats. You don't have to pay to come in the chat. There's no requirement to show up in the chats. I'm happy
Yeah.
to see names. This show is blowing up. Look how many people are here. This is amazing. This is what it
This
should be
is
like.
it's a two-way street no matter what. Everything is give and take. Just like real life, you've got to put in just enough as what you're trying to get out of it. Whether you're the showrunner or you're the person in the show. Like there's going to be some requirements from the person running this show if you sign up. I want you to actually watch what I'm putting you in. I want you to contribute to the storylines that I'm booking you in. Like that's something that they're asking of you to do. Go ahead and do it. But as the person in the that's running the show, like I don't necessarily have to be here. I
It's the
choose to
last thing
be
to have
here.
people
So
do.
you gotta like keep yourself humble. You're not bigger than anybody just because you're running the show. But at the same time, just because I'm relying on your views and all that other shit doesn't mean that you can run over me.
Cody, you're banned from my watch along tonight. How about that?
Basically,
Hey, Cody, we're talking about cost shit.
You're banned
basically,
from my watch along bit. No, I'm just kidding.
basically, it's kind of like what Blaze talks about as far as loyalty is currency.
It is.
Because sometimes there are showrunners that
Fucking
I've
love you,
even
Omar.
seen on Twitch that are just
Same,
basically
Omar.
using the arena, maybe sometimes just dealing with the actual in-game characters or the real life type of arenas, and then there are showrunners who actually put in the work to create the arenas or to create the scenarios that they want with their shows in a different way, and actually have the regular created characters in it instead of just the built-in characters that are real life wrestlers. It's all based on how much you want to put into it. But you also, if you're going to be a part of somebody's show, there are some things you got to do in respect to the show that you're on.
I haven't had a certain someone back then who did the opposite of that.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that should be understood. But then again, back then we didn't have these conversations. We didn't get this word out to people to try to help the other people that are new. Odds has been having some great stuff in the chat. He's a good example of someone who had characters for
He
a long
really
time,
is.
and then he starts to have his own show, and it's a different world. I think everyone should run their own show to find out how it is on the other side to deal with the people. But at the same time, it's a blessing to deal with.
It's
all these
fucking
people.
Odds. That comment right there is
Tony's
something
back.
that brings up another point that I wanted to bring up. Separation. Separation is a very,
Segregation.
very big thing in this community. You
Hey, now.
have to be able to know how to separate your character from you, the individual. And a
Yeah.
lot of people have set themselves up for failure with that because their character is them. So it's a lot harder for you to be able to go back and forth with people because let's say you run into a guy like me who's like, I'm not really going to give a fuck about what I throw your way. I'm saying some mean, hurtful shit. You're going to take that personally because your character is you. So as far as you're aware, I'm talking to you,
Well,
but
let me
I'm
play
actually
devil's
just throwing
advocate,
some shit out
Chance.
there for the character.
Some people are a complete opposite in their real life. Some people want their characters to be an extension of themselves. So to an extent, you can have the character be yourself or something like yourself or what you wish you were or whatever you want to call it. But then there's other people that are completely opposite, like the males who are the females, the guys who are the women who are the men, the black who are the white, you're green who are brown. It doesn't matter. But there are some people that just want their character to be extension of themselves, which is okay, but be careful with that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, your character is whatever you want it to be. It is your character. So don't look at anything that I'm saying here on this platform or anybody else is saying here on this platform as us trying to tell you what to do with your character. Because at the end of the day, you choose what you want for your character. As long as you're happy with it, it works. But
basically, don't take what we say as gospel, but at least take it to heart in some way.
Well,
Don't think of us as evangelists.
All five of us have been characters, and we've also been showrunners. So
yeah,
we're speaking from some experience, but we're not on any pedestal. We're not better than anybody. We just want to help everybody get better.
Don't
together.
think
This is advice for anybody who's looking to improve in any aspect of this shit. That is
yeah,
all it is. If you're somebody who's been wondering, well, why am I stuck in the same spots when it comes to the card placement? Why am I being booked so poorly? How come I can't get ahead? Why am my stories not getting enough traction? How come these people are walking into the company and they're going right past me and they're featured more? Like, there might be something that you're not doing right. And if you're aware of that, we got the solution for you right here. You
yeah,
just got to find the conversation.
yeah. I can definitely say like I was in that same position, and then I met like Chance, Caleb,
That's a big
Alex, a
one
bunch
right
of
there,
other
Omar.
people. What's that?
Uh, Commenting about Omar's comment I put on screen.
But I was in that same position, and then I started asking around to get advice to what to do with my character, and then my character took off.
I think your
So
character should just jump off a bridge.
I thought about it.
Oh,
I think your character should just fall off a cliff.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Hey, you know what,
I'm
man?
dying.
I'm telling everyone on Twitter you did that to me. And I keep hearing your
No, get
name.
canceled.
Hey man,
Blaze
just
coming
as long as
out.
on your way to Twitter you fall off a cliff.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I'm here for it. I'll record it. How about that?
No, I didn't say kill yourself. I just said jump off a bridge. You can survive.
Nah. I'm taking it as you told me to kill myself.
You could use a bungee cord.
I'm sorry, Corey. I couldn't resist.
Sometimes, and in that as well, if someone's in your group, in your community, on your show that is not following the rules consistently or doing things that's causing other people's problem,
Riley.
call them out. Not in public if you want to, but send them a message, man. I think that's another thing I've learned the hard way from failing is to just send a message, be like, hey man, we don't really do that here. Try it a different way, or there's plenty of people that would love to come in your spot without being a dick about it, I guess. I don't know.
Sometimes it's best to just do it in a private message instead of
That's
just putting somebody on full blast.
Well, yeah. Depends on who the person is and how much they've done it. If you
Sometimes people do need to be called out publicly, but I think you should go about it in the right way.
If you've already
Not
talked to them
everything-
privately and they're still doing it, blast them if you have.
Not everything needs to be a witch hunt. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? It doesn't take
Exactly.
multiple people to bring something to light. And even when a situation is brought up, like not everybody has to go and fucking bash the person. Like
Facts. That's one thing I hate is like
don't beat somebody when they're down, man.
Don't jump on one person because you see one person calling them out for their shit that they did to that person.
Everybody jumping on the bandwagon.
Going back to my little rant about like trying to dictate who interacts with who and who's friends with who. You don't know the circumstances between these individuals, so you can't be the person that's out here just trying to crucify this person because some information came out.
Yeah.
Hell, you might be somebody that's friends with this person, but now you're trying to save face and get the clout because this person's being crucified. Like,
yeah.
Now they find out something you did.
Like, I would say in situations like that, get the full story before you just start trying to crucify somebody.
Like, Franco, you got a really good point. It could be embarrassing.
Yeah,
but there are some things that are just deplorable beyond reason.
Yeah.
If people are out here doing shit that people need to know about, you publicize that shit.
Some people need to be embarrassed publicly. It's like, I hate to say that, but sometimes it's necessary.
Let me interject here. That yes, we're all a community here. Some of us have known each other for a lot, in certain scenarios for a long while, but just to put this out there, this is also everybody conversing online or sometimes through talking on the phone or on the PS4 or whatever. You only know so much by what is put out there in the the narrative that's being put out there. You never truly know what the narrative really is unless you speak to that person who's being hunted down and trash.
Exactly.
Go girl, you go girl.
Exactly. Like ask around, ask questions, ask what the hell happened. There's nothing wrong with it. So you may not get the information, but like at least you're attempting to get both sides of the story.
I think I'm gonna head out and get some rest, guys. So
All
I'll
right,
talk to
Mark.
you all
Thank you for
later.
jumping in
Mark.
here with us.
Yep, not a problem. You all have a good day.
See you, man.
Take care, Mark.
Yep, you too.
All right, let's talk shit about Mark.
Shameless self-promotion. Tonight, watch along on my channel.
Very funny ad
Hey.
again.
Riley, I'm just now seeing that.
Hey,
about you,
you,
baby.
Cody.
Yo.
Caleb.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oh
I
God.
say I don't care. I'm black. I say what I want. I dare YouTube to tell me I can't say it.
Caleb trying to be like the Sheik on Twitter.
Oh fuck.
Doesn't surprise me. Caleb had to go there. Way to lighten up the party. I love it.
So on the opposite side of what Kelly's great
LA.
point was,
You know exactly.
while it is good to reach out to the party involved in quote unquote the cancellation, the witch hunt, whatever you want to label it, sometimes you got to be aware of the person that it is.
Yeah.
Like whether or not you have direct contact with this individual, whether you know them well or you don't. Because sometimes you might go talk to this person to try to get to the bottom of it, and they'll just feed you bullshit to protect themselves.
Yes. Yes.
So you gotta be able to discern that type of shit.
Sometimes
LA
it's
is
not even
about-
your damn business in the first
LA
place.
acts like he doesn't know what we're talking about. LA, you know very well about juggling egos and running
Juggling
a company with a lot of people,
And
getting them to
juggling your own
understand how
ego.
you do it compared to how other people do it, and just
Oh Lord,
helping
here
the
we
community
go.
as a whole. That's what we're trying to do. Spread some good information. And then this asshole comes in here and ruins everything.
I do have the biggest ego. I have the most enormous ego. I
It's
am
wrestling.
God.
Everyone
I
has
am
ego.
God. All of you are my worshipers, and I am God.
God.
Oh God, are we devil worshippers?
Caleb,
Clinton
now?
has
that's
No,
egos.
no,
Clinton
no. I
has
am God.
egos. Blue waffles. Clinton has blue waffles.
Even though Chance is the diabolical, I am God. So I am the diabolical God. You all kneel before me and pray that I am not up to something heinous in your name. Yes.
Anus.
Man, shut up.
Is it weird we say ego and Riley shows up?
I will admit, I have the biggest ego in this community.
I don't know why. You're
Or
a
none.
friggin' loser.
Let's just say there's a competition for the biggest ego, and I'm.
I don't want any even in
I'm
that.
I'm in the panel with a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm out. Blaze has an ego, but me personally, I'm just humbled to be a part of all this. I've said that a million times.
Yeah, like I hold myself to a certain standard with the work that I do because I have had so much feedback around it that I believe it. So I'm at a certain point with that specifically. But outside of that department, like, dog, I'm just some dude doing this shit. Like, I'm just like all the rest of you people. I just talk a good game
what
because
you're
I'm good
telling
at
us is
So you're mixed race like me?
Shut
no,
your
what he's
fuck
telling
up,
us is his E-Fed's coming back.
No, the fuck it's not.
Oh,
Before any type of speculation around that gets
Even a
picked up,
special
like
tournament or
I
something?
maybe, but in terms of like
Didn't say
actually
no.
running the show, like I am not doing it. I'm not gonna be responsible for keeping people in line and making sure that people are on their best behavior because
Take that for
I'm
what
not
it's worth,
supposed
man.
to do
That's
that.
him. That's him telling people it's not easy.
Facts.
It
Really
is-
It
it's
is,
it.
it is not easy
I'm
at all.
like legitimate. I don't have the patience for it. I don't
Same.
have much patience in
I-
real life as it is. Like I get upset if I order food and it takes 5 minutes longer than they told me it was supposed to. I have no patience. So
There
I'm
it is.
definitely not about to be the one corralling all these personalities and these egos. Like hell to the no.
Warforged Revenge Tour. There it is.
I do got something to say on that. So I did my show. Everyone knows I did my show. Dealing with everybody
Warforged to the bud.
dealing with everybody was probably the biggest part of it I hated, trying to appease everybody, and it just got to the point where I said, "Fuck it, I'm not recording shit. I'm just gonna let it die." Because I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Let me interview you real quick about that same situation. So when you did your show, how many people did you have on your roster? There's no wrong answer.
Like 40, maybe 40 to 50.
Keep that in mind, everybody. People do it with 20, with 10, with 40, with 80. So you had 40. So what was the biggest issue you had with trying to get everyone to understand how you want it?
So basically, my biggest issue with my show was, well, personally, I was trying to keep up with other shows. And while doing that, I was trying to run stories that maybe didn't make sense, trying to, make everyone happy. And it just got to the point of where I really didn't give a fuck about doing my show anymore, because I just couldn't stand dealing with everybody and trying to appease everybody, and also trying to keep up with other shows who were miles ahead of me.
So let me follow up. Why? Because this is very beneficial to a lot of people. Why did you want to keep up with other shows?
Because I wanted to have a really good show.
Okay.
I'm a part of GPW. I put them on top of everybody.
Amazing work.
I put them on top of everybody. I see the type of traction you get with your show, and I want to have that, or I wanted to have that. The type of production shows like GPW
where do I have you,
Rival,
Amadeus?
I struggled trying to keep up just because I didn't have the means for it. So trying to do a bunch of shit to try and keep up. Yeah, it hindered me from really wanting to do the show after a while.
Check Skype, LA. I think I got
So we gotta keep in mind that there is no right or wrong way to do any of this, whether it's the show running or it's the character work. There is no right or wrong way to do any of it.
Like at the end of the day, just do your show how you want to do your show.
I love that you guys are saying at the end of the day, because it's only like
at the end of the day,
Hey, it might as well be
when the smoke clears.
It might as well be the end of the day.
That's my pet peeve. Like when people say "not gonna lie" or "to tell the truth," I'm like, please don't lie.
Who's this?
No cap. That's Lord Amadeus.
I'm too old to say cap.
Yeah. So I always struggle to try to keep up when I shouldn't have been trying to keep up. I should have just.
Can I finish making my point before we?
I mean, you interrupted me first.
Nah, bro,
I was interviewing Tony.
Yeah, I was being interviewed. Let me get some shit.
This is my show.
Hey, listen here, nigga.
Let me get the green room.
Bitches. Oh, bye-bye.
Get the green room. This is my show.
Fuck's sake.
You got me under control. I'll be quiet.
So
50's here.
As I was trying to say, there's no right or wrong way to do it, any of it at all whatsoever. The number one thing that you want to do though is only compete with yourself. Because the second that you start trying to keep up with the other people, you start giving yourself more insecurities, you start having doubts and shit, and then you start getting in your own way.
That's where I was going with that. That's why. Thank you. That's why I wanted to interview him, because I figured where it would go. And for Corey and Omar, it is the end of the day out there. So in the UK, it is a lot. So
why did you change your name to World Force?
You just saw that? I've been saying that shit.
Nah, I'm not paying no attention to that.
Okay, but yeah, no. At the end of the day, I should have never compared my show to other shows or try to keep up. I should have just done my show. But yeah,
exactly that.
I'm actually kind of glad I stopped doing my show because that shit was hectic. It was a lot.
I enjoyed it. I'm just saying, people need to hear that it's not easy. It can be difficult.
There you go, Shifty. I got you.
I'm just over here juggling egos. Don't worry about
it.
Juggling your balls.
Oh, God.
So, do I get to interview LA now, or
got
do you want
blueberry in one hand, strawberry in the other? Oh, what? Oh, hi guys. You guys, what's up tonight?
LA, you have a lot of experience in juggling egos and managing a big roster. Mm-hmm. So what advice do you have to people out there that are either just starting a company, whether it's in W or YouTube or wherever, and what would you do? What have you learned over all the years of juggling the roster and trying to make it work for everybody?
Treat everybody the same, from your top stars to your bottom stars. Doesn't
Amen.
matter. Treat everybody exactly the same. Be consistent in the way you handle things, and never give them any ammunition.
Good
Yeah,
advice.
That's some good advice,
I
actually.
knew he would have. He's been
I
doing it for
failed
a
all
very
of
long time.
those.
That
I
is
failed all of
exact.
those when I was running a company.
We know.
That's what we're here to say. Is we've all. I've admitted I've failed. We've all admitted, all six of us, that we've had pitfalls and we've had to change how we did it to get better. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's perfect, and that's what these conversations are about. Someone out in that chat today is going to hear something that Chant said or Tony said, and they're going to change what they do and become better at this. That's why we're doing this.
That's what it's all about, baby.
See, we're in
Each
me
one
and
teach
Chance.
one.
That's why I'm the Grinder Gang simp.
But yeah, that is exactly what I have done for almost 10 years now. Good lord.
Yeah, it's a different entity, but it's the same idea. We're
It's
bringing people
Yeah.
together, putting a
Yeah,
show
I can't do
together,
it. I
and trying to
refuse. I don't
juggle
have the
that many
patience for
people.
it. Like, so, like my big thing is like I don't like being challenged. So if I'm running a show and you're trying to tell me that I can't bring in certain people because you don't like them or because
Amen.
you don't like the perception that they have, like I don't give a fuck about any of that. This is my show. I bring in whoever I want. I will kick you out before I let you tell me what to do on my show. And a lot of people don't like that. You
Let
start
them
telling
know.
people like, "Oh, you shut your motherfucking mouth. I'm a book who I want." They want to get a little lippy about it. So
Preach
like,
on.
I don't have the patience to deal with that. I'm not gonna run a show. I'm just avoid all that shit altogether.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have issues with someone being on somebody else's show, run your own damn show.
Not even that. It's just more
Yeah.
so. It's
We'll
it's
find
more
another
so a
one.
matter of there's so many shows out here that if you have any form of umbrance, you have an issue, a problem with this particular show, leave and go to another one. It's not a big deal. Nobody
There's a
cares.
show for
Or
everyone.
you could always talk it out with the owner and just let him know, hey, I'm not going to be in the chat.
Deathmatch of the haters. You damn right.
It's another one.
Communication is key, guys.
Yes.
It really
That's the
is.
theme of these
If you
conversations. It
if
always is.
if you base anything you do on assumptions, it's going to come back to burn you. I've learned that many times on both
True.
ends. Communication is key. If you have an issue, and don't publicize it either. If you're gonna put something out there that you have an issue with whatever's going on, message whoever runs the show. Message whoever runs the company. Let them know, hey, this is my problem. I have dealt with, like you said, so many egos over the years, and I tell them the same thing. If you got a problem, come to me about it.
On the opposite side of that coin, as the person running the show, if someone comes to you in private about something that's an issue for them, don't go back and talk to other people about that because that creates more problems.
Or do it
This is
without naming
somebody.
names like we
Yeah,
do.
like if you want to let your chat know like, oh, this person's leaving and you kind of want to give reasons, don't go fully into detail. Just let them
Or
know
do
that
it
they
and
feel
deal with
like
the do it. Go ahead, do it and deal with the consequences.
Well,
See what
here's what
happens.
it's up to you. If you can handle that drama, more power to you.
You
But
will.
like if you want
well,
to avoid that drama, just don't do it.
well, here's the thing. There have been situations where I would, if I had a situation going on with my company, I myself was unsure on how to handle it, then you can possibly talk to somebody else who may have a better idea on how to handle the situation. That is where you can talk to somebody else in regards to what's going on. If you are yourself are very confused on how to handle the situation.
Well,
Now,
when you
Tony,
do that,
I'm gonna
Kelly, though,
rotate you out so
it,
I can
it
bring Shifty in.
when you do that, Kelly, you got to make sure the person is going to keep it to themselves. You know what
True,
I'm saying?
Yeah.
true.
Or be prepared to deal with the consequences.
But I
But
hear,
like you gotta a lot of times like if especially if it's the case of which is more common than not, I have an issue with this person being hired in or this person being involved in booking or just in the show in general. Like That's strictly between you and that person. Let them give that to you and let them move on from that, because the second that you bring this up, whether it be into the public chat or to the person involved directly, that opens the door for them to go harass this person because, oh, why'd you leave the show because of me? Or for their friends, if you say it in a public chat, to go harass this person like, oh, you a bitch, you leaving shows because people get hired. Like, nobody wants that.
And you're also bringing that problem out into the open, and the other 50 people that had no idea, now they are wondering what the fuck is going on.
True.
So you gotta be careful, tread light when you do that, I guess, is some way to say it.
So, if I could step in one more second, there's one other.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Nope. All right.
Oh God.
Nah, go ahead, Alex.
Go ahead, LA.
There is one other key thing to remember when you're running these shows and the people that you're dealing with. You don't know these people personally. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know
That
what
part.
they're like. It's especially over the last couple years when the world has gone to hell over COVID and whatnot. People are stressed out. People will take it out on things that they on the screen on the internet. It
Hmm.
happens, and sometimes you just have to remember you don't know these people. You have to. They are technically just pixels on a screen,
Mm-hmm.
and just let it
True.
go. Let
Let
it
it
go,
go.
because
Let it
it's
go.
not like they're going to come over. They're not going to come over to your house, bang on your door, and say, "Hey, I got a problem with this." No, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do that.
LA.
What?
The most common thing that I've seen is it's mostly people that are in separate companies or separate countries that are like having these issues. So like you guys are never gonna see each other ever. Like the most interaction that you're gonna have is literally right here in this little group chat or in this thread that you commented on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
move the fuck on. It's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I like to try to tell people, and it works for me personally. It could work for you depending on how your mentality is set up. But if you have no direct involvement in my personal life, if I cannot talk to you the second that I close out whatever app it is that we are engaging on, I don't give a fuck what you say. It
Exactly.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me at all.
Yeah, if I could chime in,
No.
and I'll let my ugly mug show during this. It took me honestly to realize that for me to come back full time and like not let any of this affect me. The fact that I'm never gonna meet any of these people. I'm never gonna like see them in person. Like the closest thing that would ever probably happen is like when y'all come into an indie show of mine that I'm working. But yeah, I'm never gonna like have any actual connection with pretty much anyone that's ever hated me to begin with. So that's why I
did
just
you
let it
did
all
you
go
bring
and just
beer,
let it
Corey?
go.
I hope you brought beer, Corey.
Corey's outside your door. Uh-oh.
He wishes.
If he brought beer, I'm gonna let him in. If he didn't, he's gonna sit outside in the cold.
Yay! Hey, Shifty.
I'm not showing
I
my
didn't mean to
face
interrupt
anymore
you,
because you're
Riley.
showing hair. All you guys got hair.
That's all good. Oh yeah.
Shifty,
Ah,
quit turning us upside down.
What do you have to share with
Oh
us,
shit! I'll be right
Shifty?
back, guys. I gotta go let in Corey. He brought beer.
hell yeah.
What are you going to share with us, Shifty?
Apparently, hey! I'm the one with the luscious hair, not you. Quit that.
Shifty, we can't hear you.
He's impersonating
He's on
me.
mute. Now he's
I'm
on mute.
sorry. This is what I have to share. The Dragonling is here. She's saying, she's saying, she's looking in on us.
See, 50, I love the
Aww.
fact that you brought the Dragon Glen because it brings up a very, very strong thing a lot of people need to take into consideration. People have lives on the other side of this thing. So it doesn't matter if you are like antsy about getting into their show, you're looking for answers for a storyline or something like that. Like, allow people time to live or deal with what they have to deal with in their personal life before they get back to you. Like, not everybody's gonna move to your beat.
All right, guys, I gotta go. But thanks for having me on for a few minutes. And Blaze, Doing awesome as always. And ladies and gentlemen, RAWF After Hours tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on Blog Talk Radio.
Blaze isn't here. I
Blog
kicked
Talk
him out.
Radio.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Oh.
go away.
Yeah, I'm definitely gone now. Bye-bye.
Hi, LA. You steal your wig. Mute Shifty.
Who let Rex in here?
I let me
Ew.
in.
See, that means I have to end the show now. Fuck.
Oh God.
This is actually gone a lot longer than I intended it to. But I mean, good conversations typically last long.
Pretty much.
I was trying to make a bad pun there. I'll shut up.
I'm just sorry that I missed the end of it.
It didn't work because it didn't sound like you said CAWnversation.
You right.
Coming soon, Slaughterhouse is back. Chance.
No. It'll be the Slaughterhouse Arena used in LTD as it has been, even though I don't have that arena or images anymore.
Monstar, you need to rewind and watch this show. You could learn a couple things, pal. Mr. Self-Righteous, stand on a pedestal, dickhead.
Jake.
You're being actively hoed, Tony.
I meant to say massively.
Jeez.
Well, I do have to rock and roll out of here in a minute. I'm half an hour late on my show, so.
Yeah, this went way longer than I wanted it to. I really wanted it to just be kind of like an hour-long thing, so we could just like talk about some shit, leave it out there. But good conversations, man. Good conversations. You've got a lot of good people with a lot of great perspectives, and I want more of them. I'm looking for everybody, anybody in this community who has anything that they think they can add that will enhance somebody's experience, help them develop in some way. Bring your ass on here and say what you got to say. It's an open fucking forum.
That's a good point that you make there, because
An open forum of being hoed.
I'm looking for
See,
people
you
too.
ain't got nothing valuable to say, so I'm getting you out of here. Get out.
Oh jeez.
See, I do that because that's my boy. That's my dog. We can have that.
Fuck you.
Hey, bro, that's disrespect. I'm gonna cry about it when we get off the air.
I hope you do.
I'm gonna shed real life tears, and I'm gonna tell everybody that you bullied me into submission.
I hope you do.
Fuck's sake.
Oh
So I'm gonna stake. I'm gonna stake a thing from Blaze here. I was trying to say steal and take simultaneously.
no. Stakes around the line.
Stakes are on the line.
They sound good right now.
Hey, we're just gonna go down the line here, get some last minute promotions, some food for the thoughts. Goddamn, I can't talk now. We've been
These are
talking
at
so
the
long.
end of the day moments, like on my podcast. You got to
At
start
the
your
end of
final.
the day. Well, let's start off with Riley. What you got? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to add into the conversation for the people out there?
Wait, am I plugging or am I doing?
All of the above.
God.
Okay. Well, I'll just plug. December the 3rd, if you're in Staten Island, come check out Warriors of Wrestling, the 15th year anniversary. I will be in their Battle Royal. And December the 15th, I will be refereeing at House of Glory for their show, which I don't think is currently in yet. Kenta is going to be there.
Shifty.
Mute Shifty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hang on. I'll mute.
There you go.
He's got the show audio in the background, making it echo.
Finish, Riley. Or were you done?
That's all my current dates. Yeah, just always look out for
Thank you.
Man of a Thousand Faces. You never know where I'm going to pop up next.
Oh, God.
Leave it to Jake Bagwell to show up as we close things down. How about you, Toneward? You got anything you want to plug? Any last minute thoughts you want to add to the conversation?
Yeah. Okay. So on January 1st, I got my first indie date as Negro Damas in Jacksonville, Florida. If you're down there, come watch me.
Bailey's Place.
On Valentine's Day, I'll also have another indie show. Yeah,
Cap.
come check me out.
This is all cap. Don't listen.
It's
He's
all
capping.
real. It's
He's
all real.
capping big time.
And my birthday's next
Major
month.
Cap. Massive cap. Okay, that's not cap, but
Exactly.
the rest of it was all cap.
You couldn't draw with a
Everything
pencil.
but that was cap.
Starts with a
Happy
bunch
early
of lies.
birthday,
Hey, Riley, don't talk about me drawing when we never even heard about your shows, homie.
I mean, he just promoted one just now. So
Yeah,
there you
just
go.
now.
Promoted
This is the first
two.
time I heard about it.
You did promote two. You did promote two. I'll give you that. Kelly, you got
Yeah.
any plugging that you'd like to do? Any last minute thoughts you'd like to give to the people out there?
Well, first of all, Blood Moon Wrestling Federation Feeding Frenzy is airing Monday night at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have the Sanguine Seductresses tag team titles and the Blood Fiends tag team titles on the line. And for the men, it's the Pressing Bastards, Morgan Nightwalker and Shadow Press versus the Scavengers, Jay Vulture and J Dog for the Blood Fiends tag team titles.
That sounds like it's gonna be interesting. Those people are gonna beat the fuck out of each other, and I will be front and center to watch it.
It's Extreme Rules First Blood Elimination for the titles.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of blood and a lot of violence. I will be front row with a slicker. Let's go.
But otherwise, it was a pleasure being in the conversation. Time flies when you're having fun.
Definitely does. Mr. McCoy, saving the best for last. You know you got something to plug over there.
I'm not going to plug anything on my channel. I'm going to plug your boy Blaze. I announced it the other night on my podcast. December 17th, I will be the ring announcer for Prospect Pro Wrestling here in nearby Worthington, Pennsylvania. It's a dream come true. It's something I've always wanted to do. It's a very family atmosphere there. I've done a couple live streams from their shows the last couple months, and I cannot wait to do it. And with that being said, this has been the Grinder Gang Conversation. Stay tuned for more right here on the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, bitches.
Oh, I got one more thing to plug.
Steal my thunder, you dick.
Oh, God.
At Ratchet Ass Wrestling in Jacksonville, I'll be involved in the Under the Bottom Rope Battle Royal, so catch me there.
Shut the hell up.
Can you even
He's
fit
a
under the
bottom,
bottom
and
rope?
breaking news. Tony is a bottom.
Oh
Breaking
man.
news.
Oh, God. When Tony said he had another thing to plug, for some reason, I ended up thinking Blaze's marshmallow butt plug comments.
Marshmallow butt plug. Brand coming soon.
Oh.
Album to be sold on all digital platforms. You guys keep your eyes open.
Oh, my
I
God.
will be live in a couple minutes.
Under the Bottom
Okay.
Rope
Yes.
Battle Royal,
I'm
catch
here
me
for 5
there.
hours later on the night.
Yes. Everybody
Please
be
stop
sure to
in.
keep your eyes
Stop in on
peeled.
my podcast later on. Even if you just stop in for a minute. It's going to be a 5-hour stream because AEW has fucking marathons for pay-per-views. But it's just a hangout just like this. So stop by if you can. I'll get the StreamYard links anywhere. So everyone can be invited except for Cody Hagen.
Except
Under
for
the
Cody
Bottom
Hagen.
Rope.
I will probably be there or not. We'll see.
Under the
I'll
Bottom
be
Rope.
there for a bit, like maybe
I'm
an
gonna see
hour.
if I can make
And
it.
thank you, Chance, for
I'll be
doing
there.
this again. You're amazing. You're not going to comment or credit yourself, but this is something we should have done 5-6 years ago or whatever. And do not stop. I will not let you stop doing these, and I will never
Can't
fire
stop.
you.
Won't stop.
I will definitely stop. This was a one-time thing. It will never happen again.
See you next week with another conversation.
Nope. If anything, I'll probably do it once a month, so you might get another one next month.
Christmas
But
conversation coming soon.
we'll see. It depends on the community. If
New
the
Year's
community still looks like it's
conversation.
in shambles, I'll do
Chicken
another one.
bow. Champagne toast at midnight. Steaks are on the line.
But as I like to always end
Blood for
everything,
you fine ass suckers.
in the meantime, in between time, you guys be good to yourselves, be good to each other. If you can't be good, at least be good at it. That's a tribute to my boy Omar out there. But
He's not out there.
he might be
He
somewhere.
probably is.
Everybody stay safe, but most importantly, stay sane and keep on talking. We
Stay
out.
black, everybody.